I'm Jonas from SceneWorld, and as in the last three videos, we're still at Gamescom 2022, looking at retro-style indie games. And now we're here with Nicolas from Shirakumo Games, who's going to present us Kandria. What's Kandria, Nicolas?
Kandria is an open-world action RPG, and you spend a lot of time platforming about in an open world. So one of the things that was really important to us developing the game was to let you really go wherever you wanted, anytime you want it. So right from the beginning, you can explore the entirety of the world, which is really big. So there's a lot of underground caverns to explore, and there's a big storyline that takes you through the world and helps you explore that if you're more into the story side of things.
Okay, you've told me before that there's no ability system. You're starting out the game with all the abilities. So how are you scaling into the late game? Is there anything that changes about the way you can play the game? Do you gain life? Do you deal more damage? How does that work?
Yeah, so that's a good point. One of the things is that the enemies get more difficult the further down you go. There's also more platforming elements that go into the mix, so you really have to sort of learn the controls and get better at the game through skill. But you also have EXP that you earn as you play, so the more you discover, the more things you find, the more quests you do, the more EXP you earn, so you go and level up, and that can help you beat more difficult enemies and farther bosses that are later down the line.
Okay, getting into the platforming aspect of the game, I saw you use a dash in mid-air in the trailer.
Yeah.
So are there any other platforming mechanics that you should know? Maybe something like wall jumping in Metroid, or similar mechanics like prop glitching in the Source engine. Is there any interesting mobility mechanics that you want to point out?
Yeah, so we, aside from the dash, which can be directed in any direction, so you can do diagonal or vertical dashes as well, you can also climb any surface. So you can go up walls and really use that to your advantage to explore deep caverns and big structures that are all buried underground.
Okay, let's get into the story aspect of the game. Would you mind to give us a quick intro into the story? Where is it set? What's your target or the goal of the story? What are you trying to accomplish in the game?
Yeah, sure. So the story takes place in the far future, probably around year 3000. It's a sort of science fiction concept where the world has been destroyed, everything on the surface has been turned into rubble, and you play as an android that gets awakened in this destroyed future, and you don't really know what's going on. But the people that found you really immediately pull you into a sort of a conflict between the remaining people that are living on the ground, and you're sent to investigate and find out, is there some kind of way where you can resolve that conflict or like escape with your life from the dangers that lie beneath.
Okay, it sounds really interesting. How is the story incorporated into the game? Is there storytelling elements that you can find and read? Are there cutscenes?
So the story is primarily delivered through dialogues, which you also have choices in. So there's different ways you can reply to people and deal with them. And otherwise, there's a lot of different items you can find throughout the world that give you further background information on what happened before the calamity that destroyed everything. And so there's a sort of dual thing going on of like background information you can find for yourself and the main storyline that takes you through the world as you go.
Okay, sounds cool. I see that there's a controller lying on your desk, so I assume it's played on a controller?
Yes. You can also play with a keyboard and mouse if you want.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to ask. And I'd assume you're releasing on PC. Any console releases planned? Support for the Steam Deck, maybe?
Steam Deck support is confirmed, so it works on there pretty well. Right now we target just Windows and Linux, so you can play it on both of those platforms. We're looking into a Switch release for next year, but that's not yet confirmed yet.
Okay, cool, perfect. Anything else you want to tell the audience about the game?
Yeah, I think it's a very exciting project. I haven't seen any sort of games that pair platforming with open world exploration. And to me, like, exploration is really what gets me going. Like, I really love to explore different worlds and like take in the atmosphere and everything. So the game has a really great soundtrack, and we're going to release that soundtrack next month, and I hope you look forward to it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to the release.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And release is planned for November this year, so pretty soon already.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.